You're live?
I think we're live.
Think?
I
Are we
didn't do like a
live?
whole starting soon
Are we,
thing or
are we,
anything.
are we live, everybody? What's up?
What's up? Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's going on?
We're back. Are we back? Yeah, I think we're back.
You think we're back? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened, man. Like it just
Yeah.
like YouTube just said stream has ended. Like okay, out of the blue.
Cool.
I don't know if I accidentally hit a key or something or like what's going on, but like I don't think I did. I was just trying to talk to the chat. Yeah, I do have fat thumbs though, so maybe I accidentally hit the wrong button.
You're very bad at doing that. So,
yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So we're gonna start the show over again. Welcome everybody to PM in the PM. Pong and Mav in the PM is back. That's right. It's Thursday, January the 12th, 2023.
Welcome to episode 56.
All right. Let's get back to this. Where the stream ended, I think I was just saying, if you're going to come off of 2022, and thank you everybody, first of all, for coming back again.
Yes.
We hate technical issues as much as you all do. Whoever shows back up here again, we were rocking way over 100 the entire show, which was fantastic. You all are just absolutely simply amazing. But again, when shit happens from the technology standpoint, don't blame you, whatever. I just glad anybody who comes back to catch the end of this, because we are going to wrap this up and let everybody get on with their night. But where we were speaking on was just, if you're going to come off of 2022 the way they did, and then you throw out the first half, as you were talking about, Matt, the first half, you come out the gates, all guns blazing with these games. Right? This is the way you make everybody forget 2022 instantaneously. This is the way that you start killing all of the narratives, right, wrong, or indifferent, all the narratives that have been happening. Yep. If Redfall can hit, if Arcane can make a game that not only is critically received well, as almost all of their games are, but also from a consumer standpoint, a gamer standpoint, a beloved title in Redfall, if they can make that magic a mass appeal type game with the Arcane magic included, and then you have Starfield, which again, we don't know until we get our hands on it. But obviously, coming from Todd Howard fan, coming from a Bethesda fan, you're going to hear me say I have all the faith in the world that their first new IP in decades, Todd's first baby. If you didn't hear me before, if you honestly want to go back and look at all the games, this is Todd's first baby he's ever done from scratch. If you want to get technical, he inherited Elder Scrolls. Now, he made it his own. Him and his team perfected it, made it the franchise it is, but he inherited that world. He inherited Fallout from In Exile. Again, redesigned the game from the ground up, completely different style game from when In Exile created, but the lore was there. But they made it their own. This is Todd's first game from scratch. This is a game that he's had in his head, probably has scratch paper, notebook, writings, notes, thoughts, ideas from 2+ decades ago. I have the utmost faith that they're going to hit. And they're going to hit big. And that this is going to be a generational type game. This is going to be a genre-defining game in a lot of ways. If you've got all of that, and Minecraft Legends is Minecraft Legends, and it's Minecraft, it's the big, it does something new with Minecraft, it gets more people into Minecraft, and then you got all these third-party games coming to Game Pass. This is how you start the first half. Yeah, man. You roll into E3, possibly, potentially, with the ABK deal done. Like you said, Mav, you've cleared the decks. And the second half into next year is wide open for you. It is your own story to once again write. And if you pull off what some people are saying is reality, that a Hellblade 2 is going to be ready the second half of this year, and that's how you end it, you've killed it. Period. This will be a historic year for Xbox. Now, there's a lot of dominoes between now and then, but they're all lined up. And yes, we've seen the dominoes lined up previously. We thought the second half of last year was going to be the start of the avalanche. But it didn't turn out that way. But we are through a lot of different things. Pandemic is now behind us for the most part. Yes, I know it's still there. Yes, it's still going on. I'm not dismissing it. But from a developer standpoint, it's behind us. That's why you're seeing all these games this year. Not only from Xbox, from third parties, from everybody. Is because all those games that were backlogged behind the delay dam are now being released. And it's flooding. We're going to be flooded this year in gaming. But Xbox themselves have the story to write now. And this is the start, as you and I have talked about, Matt, and rightfully so. This is the start of the actual new Xbox generation. Starfield's going to be the first game to come out outside of Psychonauts 2, which I give them a lot of credit for, because Psychonauts 2 would not have been the game it was without Microsoft's help. But Starfield, that's really the case. We've heard from Todd Howard. Xbox's own engineers have been in there working with Todd and his team to get everything out they can out of the series consoles. This could be, if it leads off, and again, if. I'm not saying 100% is going to be, nobody knows right now. But if it does lead off, that's the way you kickstart and say, this is the new Xbox. This is Xbox Bethesda. This is our new vision for what we've got going forward. And if the quality meets the quantity, which something in the past they didn't have all the time. But if this is the new way, and these games come out and they're all quality, and you know the quantity is going to be there naturally because they've got so many games in the product line, then this is the new Xbox. This is the way forward. This is how the generation's going to play out. And we got a lot more to look forward to. But I think that's why this could be so special, Matt. This could be that key moment that we all look back on and say, the start of 2023 is when Xbox truly arrived with their new vision, where Game Pass started taking off, where their first priority titles that they promised would be hitting Game Pass day and date. Yes, we've had beautiful games. Forza Horizon 5, top of the heap. Flight Sim, niche game, but still top of the heap. Things that could not be done on console previously. But 2023 could mark that new era for Xbox, where Game Pass really starts to shine, not just from third parties, but from consistent first-party titles. That's the other thing that's key here, consistency. That's why I say I want them to keep their commitments to their customers. That's why I don't want to see any of these titles fall outside of the first up through June. I give them till the end of June. That's fine. I don't want to see that happen because I want Microsoft to say, no, we are now have this roadmap established. We now have a handle on all of our content, and we're going to start hitting these marks, these dates that we set. And yes, things happen, and yes, there's things out of their control. But they got through that. They pushed 2 games out. Let's see those hit. But if they hit, this is it, man. This is the start. It's going to be a beautiful thing to watch it all come together. And then, like you said, second half into next year. Again, if Hellblade 2 hits this fall, if Avowed's ready next spring, we got the same momentum. Just rolling and rolling. You got Compulsion, you got In Exile, you got Contraband, you got IO Project Dragon. You got smaller games like the tower game from the Banner Saga guys that Jez has been hyping up. You've got all this stuff in here. You've got, what else you got? You got smaller projects from Tango Gameworks, High Five.
Like Wu-Tang Clan game. That's
you got that Wu-Tang Clan game at some point, right? That we're gonna see that RPG that Microsoft is helping out with.
Whatever the Halo Battle Royale thing is.
Yes,
like I mean, like
you got Coalition smaller project. You've got all these.
There's
things.
more Obsidian games too. There's 2 actually in Exile games. Like
yes.
And then Tango Gameworks is now a 2 studio team. So.
Correct.
Like there's and people just don't understand all these individual teams working on all this stuff. We don't know what it's working on right now.
No.
Right?
No, we could have Quake later this year.
Is Machine Games only working on Indiana Jones, or are they also working on something else? Right?
Like Wolfenstein 3 to finish off that trilogy. Maybe. They've been helping out with Redfall. And then you drop a bomb like ABK deal getting
Yeah.
done, and you add all of that content, man.
And you got big AAA third party
Yes.
developers assisting on some of these
Yes.
titles, like
Yes.
Perfect Dark and Fable. I mean,
Yes.
oh man,
It's lined up.
just crazy.
It's lined up, Mav, exactly the way we talked about, right?
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So, I think that was that finishes that topic off. I saw again the original point I brought up was because somebody in the chat, and I forget who just said it, but said, "Do you drop Starfield around a Resident Evil 4 remake?" Let me tell you something. I've said this from the beginning. Other titles need to be worried about Starfield. Again, people, and I understand it's a new IP, so it doesn't have the same initial hype that a new Elder Scrolls or new Fallout does.
It will.
But it will when people get their hands on it and start playing it. And Bethesda, again, people forget because we don't get their A-team titles very often. There's very few titles that Bethesda studio A-team game would ever have to worry about. And I would argue that no, they don't have to worry about anything. Starfield is its own thing. With Game Pass, now it being in Game Pass day and date, now with it being Xbox ecosystem along with PC, you don't worry about that stuff anymore. Right? People aren't going to look at Resident Evil 4 remake and Starfield. He's got the animal crackers. I love it.
Yeah, 3-Bit said they're free for on me. I don't know if I should actually eat these because these have probably been.
How old are they?
Let's say best by September 3rd of 2022. So I'm not going to touch them unless I get dared.
Okay. All right. Still good. Those would last through a nuclear war.
Probably.
Come on, they're like Twinkies. They're like Twinkies.
If they don't have fur, they're okay.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. But I don't think that you worry about that stuff with a Starfield title at all. I really don't. And again, Game Pass allows you to drop games whenever. And I also saw Shane ask before we went dead whether or not if with a Starfield announcement of a release date, my little hook idea at the end of the show, does that steal from the rest of the games? Listen, people are already going to be looking over this show, waiting for the announcement for the Starfield show. So if they use the Starfield release date at the end, again, it wouldn't do a whole lot less, or it wouldn't do a whole lot more to take away from Redfall, to take away from Minecraft Legends or Forza than it already is doing with people already excited. But there's a whole group of people who could care less about Starfield too, that are going to be looking forward to Redfall. They're going to be looking forward to Forza. So no, I don't think that would steal the thunder, Shane, because I think you're going to get gameplay from those games. You're going to get release dates. People are going to be talking about all of that. People are naturally going to be talking about, well, when are we getting the Starfield? When are we getting the Starfield? When are we going to see the show? When are we getting all that? So I don't think giving a release date as a little hook at the end of the show would take away from those games, because we're going to have actual gameplay that people are going to be rewatching, breaking down. You're going to have the trolls trying to find everything wrong with those trailers, with the gameplay that we see, and nitpick it to death. You're going to have all the Xbox fans going, my God, that was some of the greatest stuff I've seen. I can't wait for Redfall. I can't wait for Forza. Oh my God, Minecraft Legend looks better than I ever expected. You're going to have both of those sides. You're going to have everybody in the middle still talking about everything that we see at this show. The Starfield release date wouldn't change that, outside of the fact that we would just know the entire roadmap for the first 6 months. And if Starfield was the first one, people would be like, damn, that's one freaking awesome way to get this 2023 started. And I can't wait for March or April or whatever the hell it is. But it's not going to take away from those games. At least for me personally, I don't see it that way. That's just an opinion piece at the end of the day. So,
yeah. I think that with Game Pass too, it's like different thing, because you're not asking everybody to spend $70 on everything you drop. You're asking people to subscribe to one subscription.
Correct.
Right?
They don't have to worry about buying all those games.
You can,
per se.
Right. So you can launch it the same day as another game, and it's like your wallet doesn't feel as impacted as it would have if you had to buy both of them, right? So I feel like Game Pass changes a lot of things, how we look at releases, right? And having to necessarily stay away. The most important thing is time, right? But this year, there's no, I mean, unless you want to just because for whatever, like I'm in the belief if a game is done, you release it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't like this. Oh, let's try and position ourselves. You know what I mean? Because like let's 3 months later we'll position ourselves because who knows if that's going to work out. You don't ever know. You don't ever know what the right decision is. So with the game's done, just release it, right? The game's done, just release it. Now, I wouldn't necessarily do what EA did years ago and within like a week of each other release 2 first-person shooters
No.
from the same company, right?
No. You can't cannibalize yourself.
But I wouldn't
like
be
that.
afraid of another company's game either, right?
Right.
So, I mean, if the games are spaced out like a month or so, or even if they're 3 weeks, if they're in different genres, or even
we saw Xbox do this with Halo and Forza.
Yeah, if they're in different genres, even with like 2 weeks apart, it doesn't. I don't think it matters because some people only play one game, but most people at least hop around between 2, right? So like, I do feel like this year there's not a great answer to that question of having to avoid things, right? And I think the strength for Xbox and for Microsoft is in the quantity and meeting the quality bar within that. Like you're talking about quantity and quality, Pong, right? If you can deliver both, and you have successful, rated and appreciated and played game after game after game, that's what's going to drive those people to the subscription, right? And the constant conversation of like, wow, this is amazing. And I feel like I would necessarily wouldn't worry about third-party games at all, right? No, at all. I wouldn't, right? I mean, I'm saying here, come into our ecosystem, right? And also like you can still buy those other games. Yeah, and you can still buy those other games.
Me personally, though, it would be like Diablo. I don't want Starfield.
What if Starfield and Diablo launch on the same day?
That's what I'm saying. I don't even want them in the same month, right? Because I got a problem. Because you guys are all gonna be playing Diablo 4. I'm gonna be like, no,
yeah,
no. But like in space right now, thanks. But I get what you're saying. I get overall.
The issue is there's going to be so many games that this year that like
it's hard to miss.
I've honestly, because of Game Pass, maybe because whatever, I've been more okay with like playing games like later. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, and I still get massive FOMO, but like a lot of these games I come back to. Yeah, I get them because I want to be part of that day one conversation, but then I play them for like a couple hours, right? And then
Saints Row. I got more hours than you in Saints Row now.
Do you?
By a lot. You got like 7.
But then 3 months later, I'll just dive back into it. I'll get sucked in. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more okay with doing that now, and like, I honestly feel like that's kind of with the amount of games that is going to be happening this year. A lot of us are going to be doing that, whether we planned on it or not, right?
And Shane brings up a good point with the subscription service. I do agree with Shane that you do want to make sure that you have something new dropping on a regular basis into that service to attract people. Now, I can also argue the counterpoint that it's more important just to have it available when somebody goes to look at that ecosystem. If you've got one game in there that somebody wants to play, that's going to keep them in there for, let's say, a month, right? They're going to subscribe for a month. But if you've got 5 games that they're looking at that are already available in Game Pass and they jump in that ecosystem, well, now you've probably got them hooked for at least 6 months, right?
Yeah.
So that's the difference. And I can argue that it's more important just to have all the games available when somebody goes to look at your ecosystem and make that decision if they're going to jump in. But I do agree, Shane, that you also do have to have regular content to make sure that the people that are subscribed continue to stay subscribed. Now, for me, That's never going to be a problem. I've never once thought about not subscribing to Game Pass because I always find something I want to play. But that's not the way that everybody games, and I understand that. So you have to have a regular dump of big, quote unquote, whether third party or first party titles dropping in there. Now, I think that's where Microsoft has done a great job on the third party stuff. And this year, we finally see the first party thing happen. But I do agree that you could get to the point where you just front load everything, and then somebody jumps in there for one or two titles and then says, well, now what do you got coming? Well, okay, well, I'll be back when you guys got something. And again,
Right.
how you reach all those people is the big question. That's the question that Netflix has been trying to answer forever. We've seen what happened to them. They dumped a bunch of junk in there thinking that they would keep people subscribed. And they found out that no, not everybody's looking just for fodder, right? That you got to have quality in there to keep them around. And not everybody's looking for the same thing. That's where the diversity comes in, which Game Pass has in spades. Any type of gamer you are, there's a game in there for you right now, for sure. But they got to keep that rolling, and they got to make sure that the excitement continues. So I do agree.
Yeah. One other thing too, like the position they're in also with the first half of this year is also compounded by the fact that these games are a lot of them were supposed to be 2021 games, right?
Yes.
So that just because there's this much launching within a short period of time doesn't mean that they don't have stuff planned for the second half, right?
No.
So if you move these games back then, you're just moving the problem potentially to another. And so is it a problem or is it not? I don't know. I feel like a lot of companies, all their games are dropping this year because of all those delays, and not just Microsoft. So that's created what this year's is now, where we have so many big AAA games coming out all at once. And I'm all for it, honestly. And these games will live on now. Like, they're not like, I'm not worried about not being able to play them in the future or anything like that. They're just going to be there in my subscription service, going to get to play them. And when the new games come out later on, I'll be excited for that too, So the key is getting as many people as possible to subscribe, and that's what their business model is going to be. So when the games are ready, put them out.
Yeah. I agree to a certain degree. Absolutely. 100%, sir. What should we get into, Mav? You got anything else you want to touch on?
We can. There's only one Sony bit of news about the Discord thing and the PS5 streaming. I feel like it would be
remiss not to say something about it. So this comes from Insider Gaming.
I feel like we've given it enough attention. Let's move on. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
This comes from Insider Gaming. Tom Henderson, of course, his new website that he started late last year. Again, if you haven't followed Tom on Twitter, he's a good follow. He comes out with a lot of news, breaks a lot of stuff as well. He doesn't have a whole lot of concerns about who he's going to piss off, so he does break a lot of stuff. So this comes from way of his website and him directly. PlayStation 5 version 7.00 to include Discord and cloud streaming for PlayStation 5 games. Insider gaming sources have provided information on what to expect with the upcoming PlayStation 5 7.00 update scheduled for March. The update currently scheduled for March 8th, 2023 will include the full Discord integration that was revealed in 2021. In addition to Discord integration, sources have revealed that PlayStation 5 games will also be streamable on the PlayStation 5 via cloud streaming to save that all-important drive space. It was said that this feature will be included in the PlayStation Plus Premium tier. The feature under the project name Cronus has been in development and testing for a number of months, sources revealed. Insider Gaming also understands that the public beta for PlayStation 5 7.00 update will start in the coming days, with the completion date ending on January 30th. However, sources said the beta testers will not be able to use the Discord integration functionality during this beta. In May 2021, Jim Ryan, president and CEO of Sony, announced that the integration of Discord onto PlayStation said, quote, "Together our teams are already hard at work connecting Discord with your social and gaming experience on a PlayStation Network. Our goal is to bring the Discord and PlayStation experiences closer together on console and mobile starting early next year, allowing friends, groups, and communities to hang out, have fun, and communicate more easily while playing games together. To bring these experiences to life for our players, Sony Interactive Entertainment, has made a minority investment as part of Discord's Series H round. From our very first conversation with co-founders Jason Citron and Stan Vishnevsky, I was inspired by their lifelong love for gaming and our team's shared passion to help bring friends and communities together in new ways, empowering players to create communities and enjoy shared gaming experiences at the heart of what we do. Sure, Jim. So we are beyond excited to start this journey with one of the world's most popular communication services. That's pretty much it there, Mav. So again, Discord finally coming, full integration with Sony. What was crazy is that big announcement happened. We were like, remember Microsoft was going to buy Discord at one time, supposedly, whatever. We knew Discord was just using them for evaluation, but whatever. That never happened. And then Sony made this announcement. Everybody's like, so Microsoft went from buying them to no Discord on Xbox integration. And now Sony's going to integrate it. And then we wind up getting Discord on Xbox sooner than Sony.
Yeah,
but
and they even like upgraded it now. You can just do it straight from the console, right?
Right. So, you don't have to do that whole process that they had with you got to pull out your phone and do all these links and whatever else it was.
Right.
But good news for the Sony side of things, because we know if you've played on PlayStation and you've used their Xbox Live, whatever they call it over there, whatever. The PlayStation, listen, it's nowhere near the quality, okay? And I don't care what any PlayStation fanboys want to say. I use it on PlayStation 4. Me and the kiddo used to game online all the time together. It's not good, okay? It's not good. Now,
nobody has headsets. They just use their microphone and the controllers.
Right, which is awful. But nobody's saying Xbox Live is perfect. But my God, compared to PlayStation where they're at, it's night and day. So having Discord available, and I haven't actually tried Discord on Xbox yet. Have you used it yet, Mav?
I did actually, but before they upgraded it, and
before they upgraded
it worked. It worked. Yeah, I actually tested it because my daughter was trying to set it up so she could talk to some of her friends. So I set it all up and stuff, and it was like it's Discord. You know what I mean? It's like it. Yeah. It sounded good and stuff too. So I haven't used it since they simplified the process because that was like annoying.
Yeah.
You know, but the cool thing is I could see that for my excitement level for this, right, comes from the fact that when we're playing with like people that are playing on PlayStation or on cross-play games, right?
Yeah.
Now there's that option instead of having to use the in-game chat. And I like that. Now, Discord's always been a thing you could use, but you have to either do it from your phone or you've had to do it from your PC or some other device. Now, being able to use that as the service directly from a console, Xbox to a PlayStation console, and have that excites me. That's bridging the gap also, right? To have better quality. So games like Call of Duty, if we want to play with somebody that's playing on PlayStation, like Key usually plays Call of Duty on PlayStation, right?
Right.
So whenever we're trying to link up for like chats and stuff, is always kind of like an issue, you know?
Correct.
But now we'd be able to do that through Discord, right? So that's where my excitement comes into that. And then now PC as well, you can do between the three, right? Mobile, I mean, whatever. I think it's a good thing. I expected this to happen at some point because of the big investment from Sony. I'm glad both consoles are on board. The PS5 game streaming thing, right?
Yes. That's the big one.
That's the more interesting thing here because it's at PS Plus Premium tier, which is the most expensive gaming subscription right now. It's like $18.99 or something like that per month. This is adding value to PS Plus Premium, which sorely needed some kind of extra benefit because the PS1, PS2 games and stuff they're adding is just not enough and not very good in my opinion. So adding this adds value to that. I don't like that they're getting it to premium though. I think that you're doing a disservice to all of your PS Plus Extra users where there will be plenty of PS5 games there. So you're forcing people to pay the little bit extra just to be able to use the cloud streaming. Now, what I also want to know is that they allude to that this is just for the subscription games, or is this for games that you own?
That's going to be the question, right? Because we know Microsoft is trying to implement that as well. Games
Yes,
that you own
and
from your
that's supposed
library.
to happen this year,
That was actually
supposedly.
that was supposed to roll out last year. Was the
Yeah,
original report from The Verge? Remember that it was
yeah.
going to be by the end of the year. Xbox Wire put out the official post. They talked about it openly and said, "Hey, we're looking to get this done by the end of the year." Now that didn't happen, so we should be seeing that announced officially this year as well, where Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers are going to be able to stream most of their library of games that they own. So yeah, that is a good question, Matt. Which way is PlayStation going on this? Is this going to, how complete of a service will this be for those PlayStation Plus premium members? That's a big question. And what's the quality going to be like? How are they doing this?
I don't
We
know.
don't know. We don't know. What servers are they using?
Yeah, supposedly the
Using Azure?
streaming is better now than it was. I mean,
Yeah, I've heard it's better, which
yeah.
isn't saying a whole hell of a lot, but
I just want to see that with the extra. Like their premium tier is just like for Xbox Ultimate, Game Pass Ultimate, like I feel like is what premium's trying to compete with. But like Game Pass, standard Game Pass, you get games day one, all like in there and all this kind of stuff, which PlayStation still doesn't have. You get cloud streaming in regular Game Pass, I believe, don't you? I mean, you don't have to have Ultimate for cloud streaming, I don't think, do you? Correct me if I'm wrong. Like,
I've had Ultimate forever, so
me too. So I forget what's separated there because I feel like there's almost no reason to have Gold and Game Pass, like because you're paying twice for that, and like Ultimate is $5 more than regular Game Pass. So I just like I don't know. Mathematically, it always seemed worth it, especially with you add EA Play in there and the PC stuff. Chat, let me know.
Yeah, let us know if you need Ultimate to use xCloud or not, because that is a good question.
Okay. Calarie says xCloud is Ultimate only, including cloud streaming. Okay. So all right.
So you do need Ultimate.
Right. So they're comparing that service again. So I still look 1-to-1 though, and like what does Game Pass Ultimate have that PS Plus Premium doesn't? That's a whole heck of a lot. Right? But PS Plus Premium still more, right? So I don't know. I'm curious. I'm still excited about this. I like it that it adds options. It sucks that to me the tier that is actually compared to Ultimate, which should be extra, because the same price, right, doesn't have it, right?
Correct.
So
and that's what I was asking too, Ray. Is what are we going to get details on where they're doing the cloud streaming? Is it Azure, or because those are the rumors that potentially they are moving away and going to AWS, that being Sony and PlayStation. Again, this isn't a small investment when you start doing cloud streaming because you have to have the hardware up there, right? We know that Xbox made the sacrifice when they were having production issues to put Series X consoles into the cloud so that you could stream at the best possible performance, right? So we knew that they had done that, but we didn't know what Sony was going to do here. And, because each one of those, you got to have a PlayStation 5 up in the cloud to run those games properly. So it'll be interesting to see if we get details, if it is still Azure, if they have the deal in place with Microsoft, or if this potentially with AWS instead. So that'll be another curiosity that I have for this. But again, it's a move in the right direction.
I assume.
Yes. Yeah, it's a move in the right direction. It's these things that we've just come to expect from Xbox all these years that Sony's finally starting to take steps towards. Again, their cloud saves behind a paywall is still the biggest, unbelievable, greedy thing that I've ever heard of in my entire life. The fact that all my PlayStation saves are now gone because I don't own a console and because I didn't keep up my PlayStation Plus subscription is the most ridiculous freaking thing of all time. I can't believe it. It sucks. It sucks, man. It's awful. All right, Matt. So this is going to be good stuff. And again, I can't wait for Xbox to roll out that streaming from your games library. That's going to be another big step too. I can't wait to hear that official announcement and try it out and see how it plays. Again, for me, I got really good internet. Cloud gaming has been, for the most part, the majority of the time, positive. But there's still obviously some problems. I mean, it's not perfect, and I have, I have 750 down with like, I don't know what it is up, but and I still see some issues on certain games from time to time. Certain games run beautifully, and other games is like, not so good. So something we look forward to in the future as it gets better and better. All right, Matt. Anything else you want to touch on here at all?
Nope.
Xbox is killing it in Japan, at least comparative to last generation. Again, not saying Xbox is taking over Japan, folks. Okay, I'm not that clown show. Okay, Xbox is not dominating Japan, but compared to what they did last generation,
they're at least on the map there now.
They're on the map there. They came out numbers supposedly Xbox Series consoles, both X and S, have now sold over 400,000 in Japan. Roughly 227 of those are Series S, 173 are Series X. So very close compared to what I thought it would be. I thought the Series S would be dominating, but the Series X is still selling over there. They have already outsold the Xbox One's lifetime total by nearly 3 times. The Xbox One sold a total of 140,000 over its life in Japan. And again, just to reiterate, Xbox 360 is still the top selling Xbox machine over there. Lifetime, it sold 1.6 million. So obviously the series consoles are on pace to break that record this generation as well, which is good news for Xbox. They are starting to make baby steps over there.
Yeah, and we'll see if that gets even more with all these games coming out.
Yes, correct.
Soon.
Especially the Eastern style games coming out in the Game Pass.
But honestly, like I feel like you're gonna get an influx of Japanese users into Game Pass that maybe are not even own a console. You're gonna play on mobile and stuff, and cloud streaming and stuff like that. So
that would be interesting to see the Game Pass numbers from over there, right, Mav?
Yeah,
that would be interesting. That's what I
want to know. Yeah, I'm curious about that because I feel like it's really tailored for that market. You know, like 100%. Gaming on the go, on the moves. You don't even need any hardware. It takes up space. You know, you get an app built into a TV set or whatever, and you know that the infrastructure internet wise is like very good, right? So
yes, it's built for that.
Yeah, it just seems like it makes a lot of sense, but
it does. Last thing I'll touch on real quick. We don't have to deep dive this, but a little bit more news from ABK came out today. Breaking news from Tom Warren a little bit ago today, that now it's being reported by Bloomberg from sources that both Google and Nvidia also had concerns over the deal. They didn't necessarily say the acquisition needed to be stopped, but they did voice concerns. So those early rumors that we had about the other players, not just Sony, showing up, seem to be kind of true, and it makes sense with Google and Nvidia. Microsoft hasn't necessarily made friends with either one of those companies. Microsoft has been very vocal about breaking up the Google-Apple duopoly. So Google firing back some shots when they got the chance isn't actually surprising. And then, of course, Microsoft also was one of the main players stopping the NVIDIA ARM chip deal as well. So they made an enemy in NVIDIA there. So the fact that NVIDIA spoke up to say a few words about Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard isn't exactly shocking either, Matt. And anyway.
No. And I found it funny because recently we got news that NVIDIA was removing cloud streaming from the Shields, the NVIDIA Shield devices.
Yes.
And I'm like, and now they're complaining about cloud streaming and devices like in competition in that space when you're removed it off your own device intentionally.
Right.
It doesn't add up. Right. No. It doesn't add up. So
no, but they did. It was a point of fact that NVIDIA for sure did not say that they should block the deal. They just voiced concerns about the cloud gaming and about that games need to be basically games need to remain multi-plat. So again, Sony can do whatever the hell they please, but the minute Microsoft shows up and wants to potentially have some exclusivity, which again, they've said they're not going to do with the biggest game, Call of Duty, all of a sudden people still have an issue, even though Sony has tons of exclusives. Okay. All right. So again, rules for thee, not for me. That's how we're rolling these days. So anyways, I think that's about it though, man. I think we get everybody out of here. Great show. We blew through this. Again, apologize for the technical problems for everybody that rejoined us. Thank you for everybody that was here before, didn't rejoin. Totally understand, but thank you for being here. For everybody listening into the future, on your favorite platform, it doesn't matter where it's at. We love you. Thank you for enjoying PM and the PM. We hope we brought some entertainment tonight. We definitely deep dive some topics tonight, Matt. We had a great conversation flow tonight as usual, but tonight went especially fast. And I think next week we might have a third party joining us, a guest. So if Mav's not ready to announce that yet, keep your eyes and ears open, but let's let Mav talk and see where he goes with this. So Mav, great show, brother, as always. PM and the PM, episode 56 in the books. We are in season 2, technically, at this point. Thanks, brother, for another great night. So tell everybody what you got coming up, including Xbox Ultimate tomorrow night. What we're going to do. What do we got?
Xbox Ultimate tomorrow night will be saucy.
Yes.
9 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night, Xbox Ultimate Podcast. We'll have a blast hanging out with Gaz from Game On Daily. And, well, I'm looking forward to the excitement around that show because, we always take things a little left and definitely different energy than this show where me and Pong kind of geek out a little bit. This is more of a family get together at the dinner table and we talk shit about each other while talking about games, and it's a blast. So come hang out on Xbox Ultimate tomorrow night, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Mondays, we have FSP at 10 p.m. Eastern time. It's Fun Speculation Podcast. We talk about all consoles and everything. And tune in for that. And game streams when we have time and more. So appreciate each and every one of you. The chat has been absolutely awesome in part 2 as well. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I have no idea what happened. I'm sure my dumbass fat thumb hit the wrong button somewhere and killed the stream. But thank you guys for coming back around round 2. Thanks for all the support as well. You guys are amazing. Pong, what you got going on, bro?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Again, appreciate all you in chat. Okay, never mind. I thought maybe we had an interesting comment there from Arsenio Darden, who said, I hate when games release around close to Nest game title, not getting a chance to compete one game you already playing, like when PS5 released Call of Duty, Spider-Man, Godfall, Assassin's Creed came. Arsenio, get used to that, because as Mav and I were talking about, this year, you're going to have games launching around each other nonstop. Like, there's no avoiding it. So that's kind of like where we're at right now in the golden age of gaming. There's going to be nonstop gamings drop. That's why I'm a grazer. That's why I don't finish games. That's why I play a lot of games, because that helps me. Although this year, with these big games coming out, Starfield, Diablo, Age of Empires, man, I might not have the grazing habits I once did. But anyways, thank you all for being here. PM and the PM, great show. You guys can find me Pong Soul on Xbox, Pong Soul on Twitter, where I did surpass 3,500 personal milestone on Twitter. I'm actually almost already at 3,600. It's crazy. It's been flying. I follow you back, so just hit me up there. Otherwise, you know the drill. Tomorrow night is Xbox Ultimate, as Mav said, with the aforementioned, the amazing, the crazy one, Gaz will be joining us. I'm going to try to make it on time now that we are back to an earlier time. I'll see if I can. I might be dropping in late, but we'll see how work goes tomorrow. But otherwise, be there, because it's going to be a blast, and I will show up at some point. And then, of course, Saturday mornings, it's living split screen. We have seen movement in the numbers. We missed our mission 1K. Steel has put us on mission 3K to make up for it this year, so we need your help. A lot of people giving us support. Boom, Mav, everybody out here throwing us up, saying follow us, subscribe to us. We do a show every Saturday morning. We don't do a whole lot of content. Steel has been streaming a little bit here and there, more on the channel, but otherwise you get 2 shows in one every Saturday morning. Living split screen, all one word, because we go 3+ hours, and now it's pretty much just a given. We're going 4 hours. We get the chat involved like Mav and I do here. Steel and I just love to talk. We get your Saturday started right. So 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time, living split screen every Saturday morning, 3 p.m. UK time, be there. And then, of course, Saturday nights, I end it over on the Shop Podcast. This is the best way to end my podcast week with the brothers PTK Blam. It's his channel. He's the man. He's been doing it for like 6 years now. Crazy. And, of course, the other brother, Fuzzy Belvedere. We have great conversations. We have guests. We do have a guest this week. It is slipping my mind who it is this week. But Saturday nights is the where you want to be, is the Shop Podcast. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Central Time, every Saturday night, the Shop Podcast. And then, of course, check out Xbox Factor Podcast, whether they're on there or not, every Tuesday over on Double Barrel Gaming. Mr. Boomstick, 5 days a week. That man is crazy, but he is retired, and now he's a full-time podcaster. So go join Xbox Factor Podcast every Tuesday, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time. All good things green. And then, of course, Mav and I will be back next week, maybe with a guest, maybe a big one, maybe a cool one. PM in the PM, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Central Time, right here. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that.
Yeah, I gotta.
You want to announce it?
Well, I gotta confirm it.
Okay,
I mean,
that's what
like,
I thought. That's what
just
I thought.
to make sure. Yeah.
Yes,
but yes,
just to double check. But yes, so we're gonna have maybe a cool guest next week. But otherwise, you know what you're gonna get here. So join us there. It's the golden age of gaming, people. It really, truly is. The Avalanche starts this year. Can't wait to see this show. And again, Mav and I, for sure, probably some more of the Fun Speculation family, will be live streaming that event on January 25th. So set your calendars. We will be having a good time there. We'll have a pre-show. We'll have an after show. I'm going to make sure I'm working from home that day so I can make it happen. But check that out. But otherwise, it's the golden age. Understand this. No better time than ever than right now to game, wherever you're gaming. PC, PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, it don't matter. Phone, mobile, I don't care. It's the best time. Play what you love what you play. And I'm going to talk to y'all real soon tomorrow night. See y'all later. Mav, get us out of here, brother.
Peace out, everybody.
This time you can end it for real.
Yeah. Stay smooth.
Stay smooth. Fun speculation. Cold fun speculation.